I fitted a $700,000 body kit to the wrecked Bugatti Chiron. And a lot of you didn't like it. And I get it. The design is wild. It's never been done before. Not only that, it's far from finished. Yeah. The headlights are just brought it to life, isn't it? Most people thought this kit was made out of plastic. Well, actually, all of this is carbon fibre. This is just a primer and a gel coat over the top, but it is made out of carbon fibre, the same material the original panels are made out of. A lot of you didn't like the actual design of it. And I get it, it is really outrageous, but we haven't seen it all in one colour, finished up and painted yet. So I'm also on the edge. The thing is, I don't think we can make any judgment yet until we finish fitting and painting this kit. And remember, we've not really had any other option. When we first agreed to start building this car, we knew that Bugatti were not going to sell us any parts for it at all.
The car has to go back to France for it to be repaired only.
Even if we did ask nicely. Yeah, about this windscreen. We'll have to talk about this windscreen we need for the Chiron behind the camera. So everything we've done up to this point has been fixed, made. It is our answer. And improvised by ourselves. And this kit being one of them.
So you guys said you needed it fast? Yeah. This was as fast as we could get it here.
And today, I wanted to get this kit fitted on the car for good. So we know exactly what we're working with. But there is still a few issues we need to address. Now today the plan was to get this body kit painted and fitted to the car, but we still have to make a decision on this rear spoiler. Whether we try and modify this spoiler to fit the original mounting points, whether we get rid of the spoiler completely and use the stock Persport spoiler, and we've made a decision and we hope it's the right one. Now when Venuum 3D scanned a Bugatti to make the wide body kit for it, they scanned a regular Chiron, which has a hydraulic wing, whereas the Persport already has a fixed wing. So when the kit arrived, it had a new wing and a mounting platform, but the mounting platform didn't fit the Persport because it was different to the regular Chiron. So I've got to decide now whether I make the Venuum kit fit to the Persport platform, or we completely sack off the Venuum wing and go with the standard Persport one. This says delete. I think this may make the kit look better, or it could look really unfit for the car afterwards, and there's only one way to find out, and that is to completely remove this side blade here, and then we use the original Persport wing, which has got the original mounting points, onto the original deck lid here, so we know all of this is wind tested, it's stress tested. Alex has even stood on this wing, so we know it's strong enough to cope with it. But then we're going to lose this sort of quarter to wing thing anyway, which we were on the fence about. We don't know, but I'm just really unsure what the kit's going to look like without that. And whilst it goes into paint, we will smooth over the edge, so this body kit will literally just be an add-on to the additional Persport quarter. I don't know what it's going to be like, but to do it, we've got to get this off first, then we can fit the original wing, and we've sort of got an idea before we go into paint. Let's see what happens. So there's still a lot of work to do, especially if we want to get this kit looking nice. Now I'm undoing the bolts which hold the arch extension to the rear quarter, and I should be able to pull the arch extension back enough so I can access the bolts which hold on the wing support on the side. Then I could get my 10mm spanner and undo all 6 bolts which hold on this wing support, and now we can remove it. Okay. One side off. So this will be smoothed over, which is actually good because it's not hollow, so that should be easy to smooth over. And then we'll see what it looks like with the standard Persport wing. Now we've got to get that side off. And now my dad is doing the exact same thing on the other side. And we've just got to hope that the kit looks right without these things. Next up, fit the original wing. Right, let's see what this is going to look like. This is definitely going to be a one of one now, because we're even customizing the kit. The standard wing just slots into place, and there's 2 bolts which hold it on.
I think that looks a million times better.
It makes it look more expensive.
Yeah, it looks more like OEM Plus.
Yeah, it
looks
does
sick.
look nice. I'm still not 100% convinced, but let's see what the final product will look like. I've got to screw in the 2 bolts which hold the rear spoiler in place, and now put on the wheels, because the next step is to get this car to a body shop where we can paint it all. Let's try.
Oh my days, that front bumper is so low.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I think it looks good. Okay, I'm convinced, but the kit sits so low to the ground. So before we get the car on a trailer to take it to the body shop, we wanted to see whether the body kit was going to be an issue when using it on the road. Got to take it all in. Got to take it all in. It's the last time we're going to see it like this. But surprisingly, it worked all good. The ground clearance was pretty much perfect. But now we've got to load it onto the trailer, because the next step is to get this car to a body shop where the true transformation will take place. And many hours later, we arrived. This is where the Bugatti will undergo the biggest transformation, I think. New location, some of you may recognise. We're in Jack's place. Come on, Jack.
Let's go, dude. This is sick.
And we know exactly why we're here, because Jack is going to take control of not only this video right now, but also the Bugatti. You are in control of making this look good. All eyes on you now.
I mean, no pressure.
No pressure at all. At all. I think the last thing you painted for us was the front tub on the GT3.
Yeah, we did the GT3 and then a little bit of rattle can art with the M3.
And now it's escalated to this.
This is it went way further than I thought.
Yeah.
This is really good, dude. Epic.
So we've done an amazing job of marking out which bits we want coloured in and which bits we want in a different colour. So well, hopefully you can take that in mind. Good luck, Jack.
All right, let's
see you next week.
Challenge accepted.
See you next week. Now we gave Jack the challenge of painting this car within 5 days, which is a bit of an ask, especially as the car still had its wrap on, and underneath the wrap was PPF. And all of this has got to come off for it to be painted. So Jack and his team got ahead on stripping down all the wrap, the PPF, and then taking the car completely apart so every single thing could be painted. Once he's got the car to pieces, it's time to cover up that interior with a dust cover so no paint goes in there, and then he can begin prepping the panels ready for that paint, which means sanding down not only the body kit but also the original body panels.
This right here is called lift tape. We're not removing this glass in case we damage the glass. They're very thin. Don't want to mess that up, but we have a nice soft rubber seal here. This goes in like so, into the seal. You pull back your paper. It's really easy. Pull back your paper, fold that over, and look at that. You create a nice little gap right there to get down in there with a scuff pad, and then later on, clean it, scuff it, paint it, good to go.
All of this stuff is really time consuming, but it's really important that they get it right, because if the prep work is good, then most likely the paint is going to be good.
Brian is over here. We got very minimal sleep. This thing is coming together. It looks really nice. Everything has been blocked on the top surfaces to make sure it's straight. We've got the bottom that we need to take apart. We're gonna block a little bit of that. Mostly it's gonna be DA. We got the quarter panel set up over here. It looks good. There's still a lot of work to go. Tim has already sprayed the car, so we have the chassis done. These are getting filled in. I had to smooth these out. We're gonna use some UV primer after we're done doing that. Those are good to go. Quarter panel over here, and inside the booth, all of this stuff is done right now. There is a lot of work still to go. There's a lot of pieces, and as you can see, it's well on its way to being a beautiful car.
Time for paint. And yep, it's going purple. This is actually a Lamborghini purple, and that man painting it is called the Candyman. And to be honest, this is one of the best paint jobs I've ever seen in such a short period of time. The Candyman does have his own YouTube channel, which I popped on screen, and the paint is from a company called BASF. It has a really nice sort of pearlescent finish. And look at that. This looks 10 times better than a wrap. And it didn't even take him the full 5 days.
7 hours, 25 minutes left. We still got to drive a lot of parts down to South Florida, but the car is finished. Take a look at how nice this looks.
Wow, the colour looks wicked.
That looks wild.
Oh my, how have they done that in a weekend? Oh, it's tight fit. Really tight fit.
Real tight.
Jeez. The colour looks immense. So much better than the wrap. Okay, how do we get it out? This is now one of them moments where you can truly see the cars starting to come together. Now every single panel is almost the same colour, and the finish on the paint is amazing. And Jack told me he still needs to polish it up, but we can't stop there because we've still got a long way to go to get this Bugatti complete. Looks sick. Where's Jack?
Right here. So, 5 days. We did this. We did this in 5 days.
It looks good. It looks so good.
I can't take all the credit. My team helped me do this. It was a lot of long nights. Number one, Tim, the Candyman. He's amazing. Like, he did this all in about 3 days worth of painting. We were just there kind of assisting him. And he's just, man, everything he touches, it's just perfect.
When you said you could do it in that short time, I was like, there's no way. If you want to see more in-depth version of what Jack does as well, along with loads of other builds that he does, link to Jack's channel is below this video. To say thank you to him, go and subscribe to his channel. Let's absolutely blow it up. He's rebuilding the Gallardo that we couldn't rebuild. So if you want to see that put on the road, it's below this video. For now, we have got one hell of a journey of getting this back on the road. We're still missing that windscreen. Let's get it on the road, come on. We're now at the final fit up of the car. This arguably takes the longest. First thing to do, remove the panels again. Bugatti stripped. Time for the build up, the final build up. Starting with the hardest part first, the door. Jack took apart the doors. It's always harder to put stuff back together that you haven't took apart. So we've got to build the door up. This time we can put door cards on and finish this for good. Windows got to go in, mirrors have got to be built up. Everything has got to be put on for good now. So let's figure it out. The door mirrors are built up of loads of different parts and we've got to put them together. Right, game of Lego with no instructions. We're not racing because that would be childish. Let's just try and get them together.
Yeah, but we like being childish.
So me and my dad started building up one door mirror each side. There's a base, there's an indicator.
Where you gone?
And then there's all the bits in between. Looks like my dad completed his side first. Mirror, stalk with the wiring loom going in through the other side. In we go. So the mirror stalk sort of slides up inside the door, and then there's 3 bolts which hold it to the bottom of the door. On top of that, there's all the wires that you've got to pull through the hole as well. I've now got to slide on a seal to stop a lot of water going through the mirror stalk and into the door, and then that bolts on from the outside. This mirror should go on, and we've got a pin, put all the pins back in the plug because the only way to get that plug through this mirror was to de-pin it. So Jack's taken a photo of all the pins, so we've just got to re-pin it into that plug. I've got to thread the wires through the bottom of the mirror casing, pretty much individually because the hole was so small, and then I've got to pin them wires onto the electrical plug. Funny enough, this was the same situation for the Bugatti Veyron, but it had a lot less wires than the Chiron. Once the wires are through, I can bolt the mirror case into the mirror stalk and now start pinning in those wires into the plug, copying Jack's photo that he sent me. And it's vital I get these wires in the right place, else the mirror movement, the folding mirrors, or the mirror heating might just not work. That's just about done. It's before I build this up, I should connect it all together to make sure the mirror actually works, otherwise I've got to take it all apart again. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. Then I'm going to continue on with the door now. Okay, one empty door. We need to get it full of all the stuff that builds up a Chiron door. Starting off with the top door seal. This slides into place and then there's clips which hold it to the outside of the door. Next step, this little triangle window which slides down the front of the door, and then there's about 4 bolts which hold it to the door. Meanwhile, whilst I was doing that, Bob was working on something else.
I've been summoned to go to Miami. It is currently 3 a.m. My flight is at 11 from Manchester. That's a 2-hour drive away. Now, the reason I'm going to Miami is to fix the aircon, and part of the aircon is here. And I said I'd fix it a few weeks ago and I didn't, so I need to do it now. Cutting it tight, but that's how I do things.
Now, if you remember at the start of the build, there was a lot of damage to the front end, and part of that damage were to the aircon pipes and also the aircon radiators, which Bob has already fixed. But the pipes are outstanding.
So the problem is there used to be a little fitting coming out of here onto a pipe, but that's all snapped off in the crash. So I need to figure that out.
So Bob has made his own fitting, which he's actually going to solder to the original Bugatti mounting point. He's using heat to bend the fitting straight, then he can slide it into the mounting point. And instead of welding this time, he's actually going to be soldering it to it, which he'll explain why he does that later in the video.
I did it. Finally.
One aircon pipe complete. And that's good enough for Bob to head to Miami with. And back in Miami, I'm putting in the door handle for the driver's side door. The inside mechanism slides in, then the handle can go in. Next thing, the manual lock. That's got to slide in. And this sort of pushes into place and holds the handle in. But to hold the lock into place, I've got to tighten up this grub screw on the inside of the door. After that, I can slide on the purple cap on the outside, and that's one door handle complete. Now, time for the window regulator. This is in charge of moving the window up and down inside that door. But that's no good without a glass. So I've got to slide the glass down into the door and into that window regulator. Then there's 2 clamps which hold the glass to the regulator. I've got to tighten them up and sort of guess where the right place is for now. Then there's this casing on the outside, and that is a crash sensor that I'm pointing to. If that gets hit, it tells the side airbags to deploy. So we've got to be really careful with this part. Finally, it's the window motor. Then I can plug in the crash sensor and all the other components that are on the inside of this door, which make everything work. With that done, there's a puddle light which connects underneath the door and just slides into place. Right. Big moment, the door card's going on for the first time. One side white, the other side purple. But before we bolt everything down, we want to make sure that the wing mirror works, the window works, and everything goes in. So this is going to be a little test fit, and then we'll roll with it. Let's get it in. To test it all works, I'll plug in this blue electrical connector, and then we can pop the ignition on. Roughly on, there's a seal we need to put in, which I forgot, we need to put that in a minute, but the door card looks sick. Now, you can plug the electrics into the door and just make sure that the mirror moves and the windows go up and down and the windows are aligned properly as well, because if the windows aren't aligned properly, then we need to do some adjustments from inside the door. So let's plug this in. Ooh. Here we go. Okay, I think it's learning the top and learning the bottom, so go all the way down, commit to it, all the way up, commit to it. It looks okay, but what's really hard to tell is that we've got nothing to line it to really, have we? So maybe we might need to address that when we get all the rest of the seals on and the trim on, because we can't really like do it.
Might be a good idea to leave it down.
Yeah, look, that looks like it's too high. It looks like it's definitely too high. But yeah, we'll put the window down, and it looks like we might have to come back to adjust all of that, which means we shouldn't really put the door card on just yet. Check to see if the mirrors work, 'cause if the mirrors work, then we can put all the mirrors together, and then we'll come back to fitting the door card once we've got the rest of the seals on. So let's check the mirror. Yeah, boy. Up, left, right. Okay. See your side?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Left.
Yeah.
Right. So the mirrors are all working, which now means I could put the casing on the outside, bolt that to it, slide on the connectors for the heated glass, and then push the mirror into place. We're making good progress here. We have got to build up the rear quarters with the body kit on to fit this to the car. This is where the real transformation is about to happen. Let's go, guys. One rear quarter. And before we do anything, we should mount it to the car, and then we're going to have a nice base to work from. I'm only going to put in a few bolts just to hold it in place. Now it's time to fit the Venuum body kit, this time for good. I've got to slide in this arch extension. Again, only putting a few bolts in for now. Then I'm going to use some masking tape to mask off the area, because this arch extension is going to be bonded to the car. And to bond it, I need a nice surface for it to bond to. So I'm going to sand down the area where the panels are going to touch before applying the panel bond. Got some grill. People are going to think this is a bodge way of doing it, but it's the same way that Bugatti do it. So call it bodge if you want it. So to do this, I bought some mesh grill. I'm going to cut it down to size and then slide it over that little gap in the Venuum kit. I've got to bend it at a sort of right angle, and then once I'm happy with it, I'm going to slide it in place and then use some Mansouri glue to keep it on the inside of the panel. It doesn't look the prettiest thing in the world, but we've seen multiple manufacturers use the same technique on their grill, on bumpers, wings, and all sorts of different parts. So why not use it ourselves? It looks pretty good. Now, panel bond and bolts. Get it on the quarter. To panel bond this body kit to the car, we need something strong. And we've got this 2-part panel bond here, which is supposedly the world's strongest bond. We're pretty confident that this panel bond is going to be strong enough to hold the body kit on when we decide to try and get this car to top speed, which is over 200 miles an hour. So we're putting a lot of confidence in this bond, but I'm pretty sure it'll work.
Wheels going to the Black Horse for a little modification. You'll see that later. I don't even know what modification we're doing.
The body kit also come with some alloy wheels with a more aggressive fitment to fill out the arches, but we wanted to change the colour of them. Alongside that, we also wanted to change the colour of all the bronze parts, including the interior bits.
Toby, put the camper down, pick a wheel up.
Now the wheels are black, but my dad's dropped them off to Black Horse to get all of these parts painted, which you'll see later. Whilst he's doing that, I'm hanging on the arch extension for the final time. It sticks onto the side of the panel, and then on top of that, uses around 8 bolts to hold it in place. To make sure the panel bond is going to set, I'm going to use a load of clamps to squeeze that arch extension to the quarter panel. Then we just got to let it dry. Okay, one side on, held in, panel bond setting. I've got to do the exact same now on the other side. Then it's all got to come off again so I can fit the side skirt, and then it all bolts up as one. It does look so much better now. It's all one colour though. It looks way more uniform with the car. Let's hope this turns out okay. And whilst I cracked on with doing the exact same thing on the other side, Bob's flight has finally arrived into Miami with his aircon pipe. And the good news is that it slots in perfectly. But that's only one part of it that needs doing. Next thing, he's got a new aircon dryer. Before he does anything, he's got to find a mounting point, because once he gets his mounting point, he can work out where all the pipes that are going to need to be made need to route to. So he's drilled out a mounting point, put some riv nuts in it, mounted the clamp for the aircon dryer, and now he can slide it in place. Good progress there. Moving back to the car, I've sanded down the right hand side rear quarter panel, cleaned up the area ready for bonding, applied the panel bond to the arch extension, and then stuck it all into place and clamped it in using bolts and clamps. Okay, next step, this is bonded on, I hope anyway. We're gonna take this off, bolt the side skirt to it, then we can lift it on properly for good. So, let me get the bolts out.
So we're cutting up all these fittings that came in the rubber kit, the rubber pipe kit, because we can solder these to the hard pipe that we're using. But before we solder anything, we have to get everything like super clean. The reason I'm soldering and not welding is because this is the way it should. This is how Bugatti have been doing it. So we'll just copy what they're doing.
But before Bob does that, I needed him to help me get the rear quarter off so I could fit the side skirt to it, which is all built up with the Venuum kit attached to the original carbon fibre side skirt. This slides onto the bottom of the rear quarter and then uses loads of bolts to hold it to it. Once that's in, there's then some of the grills which I need to bolt to the rear quarter as well, and I'm using one of my videos to find out exactly where it all went. Then there's intake shrouds. It's a good idea to bolt these to the car first before I put the quarter on, as it's going to make the job harder for me later. Last but not least, the computer which controls all the side lights and the brake light. Let's get it in. We figured out in the last video that this computer, if you don't plug it in, you won't have any side lights on the front of the car or the rear. And it stops the brake lights from working. Why on earth these computers are in the rear quarter panel and why on earth they stop the side lights and brake lights from working, I don't know. But what I do know is that they're probably expensive, so I need to make sure that they're secure on those rear quarters. And with that being done, I can slide on the rear quarter and start bolting it all into place. Whoa! It actually doesn't look offensive at all, does it? Like, don't look offensive at all. It looks like if someone had brought the car to me like that, I'd be like, pretty cool car, man. And it is starting to look like a pretty cool car, man. Maybe some of you are starting to agree. All the bolts have got to go in this rear quarter now. And then we've got even more stuff to add. And we've got to do it all again on the other side. Okay, loads more bolts for me to fit in the rear quarter. But now, that frees Bob up to make aircon bits.
Slight bit of an angle, down, across this way, up and over. See? So the first bend we'll need is not quite a 90 degree at the bottom here. So we'll do that one first. Now, we don't have a pipe bender, but we do have a little map gas torch. We want to make the bend around here. This is the same as any other pipe. The outside wants to stretch, but the inside wants to compress because you're pushing it that way. So we heat the outside more than we heat the inside because we can't get the inside to compress, so we need to extra stretch the outside, if that makes sense.
Makes sense to me, Bob. But all that I care is that these aircon lines work and they fit good. And I'm pretty sure we've got the right guy for the job. And if you've not seen any of Bob's work before, 1, what are you doing? And 2, his channel's called The Machine Shop. With the pipe bent, it can now cut it down to size, then move on to the next step.
When you're heating aluminium with a blowtorch, aluminium does not change color when it's about to turn to a liquid, just like other metals do, like steel. But it does give us some clues when it's about to turn to a liquid. And what it does, when the blue flame hits the aluminium, just before it turns to a liquid, it starts to give off a little bright emission or an orange color emission off it, so the exhausts are orange. Have a look for it. See it starting to turn? That's the orange that I'm looking for. And you've got 2 or 3 seconds of that orange before it starts to turn to a liquid. See it go there? When it reaches that liquid state, it's absolutely useless to us. We can't bend it, we can't form it. It's really hot. Once it's seen that, it's just, throw it in the bin, start it.
So with that being said, you can see now how Bob's bending this aluminium pipe, waiting for that orange type flame then manipulating the pipe into place. And whilst Bob's doing all the trickery, I'm doing the really tedious job of just fitting all the panels up. And this time I've got to get them to all align perfect, because I'm hoping we never have to take them off again. One side panel's in place, and now I've got to fit the filler cap for the oil, which is on the left side of the car. The carbon bit's fitted, but now it's just the electronic release, which I've got to test works. That works. Good night. Lock. Unlock. Yes. Back at it with these aircon pipes. With the pipe being bent into the right position now, Bob's got to make the pipe fit to his fittings that he's made. And the way he's going to do that is with the solder. I'm pretty sure Bob experimented with welding this stuff before, but it just melted the pipe. So this soldering technique turned out a lot better.
That's the first bit of the first job done. I'm going to fit this back in the car now, and then we're going to do the second half of the run with even more complicated bends.
The next pipe he needs to make is from the aircon dryer, which goes down and then into the aircon condenser at the bottom here. So we can slide in the pipe with the original fitting on there, heat up the pipe, do some more bends, make some more cuts, and then get it to join up with the fitting that's at the aircon dryer. Once he's happy with it, he solders it in place, and then he can tighten all of his fittings down, and that is one aircon system completely repaired, minus the gas.
Back and look at them. They look amazing.
That looks really good.
With the purple, they're going to be... Yeah, so now we've just got to get the tyres transferred over.
The wheels are now silver, and I think this is a much better choice than the black we originally had. Now we've got to fit some tyres to it, and we're actually going to be using the original tyres of the old alloys. And that is because 1, the tyres were fine, 2, they're expensive, and 3, we couldn't find any of the Chiron spec tyres for sale. And we need these specific tyres in order for this car to do its top speed.
This is the TPS sensor that comes out of the tyre, and that sends its signal to the ECU to tell you what tyre pressures are in the tyre. Matt might explain better in the voiceover.
I'll give it a go. But yeah, what these are, the TPMS sensors, they actually sit inside the alloy, and they send a signal to the receivers, which are usually inside the arch somewhere, and then the receivers send the signal to the ECU, which tells your dashboard how much pressure your tyres have got. And if you don't have these in, you're going to get a tyre pressure warning light on your dashboard, and that could stop us from doing top speed, because the car does need to be faultless in order for us to unlock that top speed potential. So now that we've fitted the TPMS sensors into the new wheels, we can slide on the old tyres and finally balance them all up, and then they're ready to go. Now meanwhile, back at the shop, I was trying to get to a difficult bolt, which didn't end well.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What do we do? I'm holding it. Hopefully your first and last wheelie in this car.
I don't understand how something is not seriously broken.
That was so close. And when you jumped off, the thing was at like a 45-degree wheelie.
I know, I was sort of rodeoing it. I've got to get up there, but now I think I'm going to rodeo it.
Hey! Been on a road trip?
Yeah, the long one.
Whoa.
Look at them! Whoa! They do look good.
Oh yeah, that does look good.
Yeah.
That looks sick.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Whoa! Woo-wee! The wheels are looking really good. And somehow, the Bugatti survived undamaged from almost falling off the axle stands. That noise that it made was the front axle stands completely flying off the front once I tried to climb into the back of the engine bay to put a bolt in. But I got super lucky there, because I could have ended up building this Bugatti Chiron again for the second time. Luckily that's not the case, so I can continue building up the right hand side, putting all the bolts in for the rear quarter and all the other trim panels. not forgetting to put the bolts in which hold the rear quarter from inside the car. Job done there. Right, goal now is to get this door card on, but I can't put the door card on unless we know where the window sits in the actual door frame. And so where the window sits in the door frame, I've got to put all the door seals on so I can see where it's sitting on here. So this is the next step. Let's get all this on. Sliding on the door seal is pretty easy. Just got to push it into place and make sure it sits in the right spots. Once the seal's on, I can now close the door and get my dad to send the electric window up. And then I can see where it sits in the door seal. Okay, and keep going. Okay, so all it needs is a bit of a tweak that way. The glass doesn't seem to sit perfectly in that seal, and if we're going to attempt the top speed, that thing is going to be whistling. So to adjust it, I've got to go underneath the door, unbolt that window regulator, and then that has movement front to back. I can slide the window regulator across, which should bring the window closer to the seal. Yeah, look at that. No catching. Good. So, door card can go on this side. Happy with that? Let's start fitting the door card. This will be the first time seeing the door cards after they got trimmed at E3 Customs on the car. We left these off for the door to be painted, and I've been dying to see what they look like complete with the interior. I did the right hand side and my dad's done the left, and they look really good. First time seeing the door card on. White inside, purple outside, just like the seat. That looks mega. One thing we didn't notice when we went the car in the accident is this glass here. That's cracked, and we only noticed that. Well, Jack only noticed it when he took it out, and that is a shame. Whether that can be fixed, I don't know what to do with that at the minute, because it's a shame to replace it because it's got that Bugatti stamp in it. But whether that can be fixed or not, or we can PPF it or something, I don't know what to do about that. It's an annoying thing. But yeah, we checked back the videos and it was cracked from the accident, so I don't know what we can do. That's the thing. The annoying thing it's looking amazing. It ain't perfect. It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect because we can't get the parts from Bugatti. Like the only thing, like that glass, I would have just got it. Like there's little things. There's bolts we need as well. We want to get like the original bolts to put back in, but obviously we're trying to find everything and do our best as we can. It's never going to be to Bugatti spec, and that's why I personally think it works perfectly putting the body kit on it, because it's not meant to be to Bugatti spec. We're doing it to our own spec. That body kit is looking way more toned down. I think now it's all one colour. If you're liking the kit a lot more now it's all painted, this is the perfect time to subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out. It's completely free. You're going to get notified in the next video, and also when we do the top speed run. But I definitely think that is looking way more uniform with the car.
Are you subscribed?
Subscribe to what? Of course I'm subscribed, and it's because it's free, innit?
Yeah.
So free to subscribe. Because if you're my age, you might not know that it's free.
So, before we put the front end on, we need to make sure that all of the aircon lines that Bob has just made with the dryer kind of thing, that we just need to make sure that that is holding a vacuum before we start putting aircon gas in it. We haven't got a proper aircon machine like we've got at home here, because they're really expensive here as well. So we bought a kit from Harbour Freight to do it yourself. The issue is we have no idea how much gas to put in there. Normally there's a sticker on a bonnet, or there's a sticker on an engine cover or something like that, but there isn't one. The next thing, to fill the aircon, you need to have a high pressure and a low pressure point. We looked everywhere on the front, we've looked everywhere on the back. And this is part of the reason why we're not going to be taking it to a shop to have the aircon gas, because we've found it and the filling point is actually underneath the car. It is right. So here is one of the low pressure, and here is the high pressure filling point. Why on earth it's underneath the car, I have no idea. It must make sense in a Bugatti factory when they're assembling the cars, but if you're going to go to an aircon place to have your aircon regassed, you've got to have your car in the ramp with all the under trays off to access the filling points of the aircon. So it's a good job we found them underneath here. We've got to connect them up. Let's pull a vacuum and let's hope that nothing leaks. So in the aircon system, you have a low pressure side and the high pressure side. The compressor creates that pressure, pushes the gas through the condenser, then through that dryer, which takes out any moisture in the gas. That then continues its journey into this expansion valve. After that, it leaves the expansion valve and goes through the evaporator, which sits inside the car where the fans blow against to keep you nice and cool. But for all of this to work, you need aircon gas. We've got a vacuum puller, sucks, Mr. Suck. We've got 2 rev counters. Mr. Suck is connected on the yellow one. Vacuum is pulled through the yellow one. Then we've got the high pressure side and the low pressure side. These are going to connect onto the aircon underneath the car. Then we're hopefully going to see a vacuum pull. We're going to wait like 20 minutes and hope the vacuum stays in the exact same spot, because if it does, that means we're all good, there's no leaks, and we're good to put the aircon gas in it. But if it starts going down, we've got a leak somewhere. But the issue is when you pull a vacuum, rather than putting pressure into somewhere, it's quite hard to find the leak. And we found that before when we were filling the radiators up. We didn't know we had a leak until we started putting something in. So vacuum ain't that great for finding leaks, but it will tell us if we've got one. So let's first see if we've got a leak or not. Bob's pretty confident. So I've got to connect these lines up to the high pressure side and the low pressure side underneath the car. And these will only connect one way, so I don't need to work it out myself. Let's go pull a vacuum and I'm gonna get out of here.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay, so now we turn the vacuum pump on and it's going to suck a vacuum out of the low pressure side. With this kit, pretty much everything is done from the low pressure side, but immediately we seem to have found a leak. It seems to be coming out of what we think is the expansion valve, okay, but we quickly found out why.
Found the problem.
There's no seal on it at all.
There's no seal at all. This is why I should stay away from mechanical.
Bob completely forgot to put the seals on to his fitment. Easy enough done. Luckily, we've got some seals spare, so we can put them onto his fitment, then slide it back into the expansion valve and go again. We're going to pull a vacuum out of the low pressure side, which you can see here. Seems to be holding. We should wait. I'm going to grab a Y-food. Classic Choco. Whilst I'm grabbing a Y-food, Bob's connecting up the fittings, which was on the vacuum pump, and now connecting it to the aircon gas that we bought. In Miami, there's loads of good places to eat, but because we're staying at the house and we're trying to not eat takeouts and we're trying to stay locked in, the best thing for it is to bring ourselves some Y-food over. There's 26 vitamins and minerals in it. It's high in fibre, high in protein, lactose-free, gluten-free, and there's no added sugar, and it's a perfect meal replacement drink. So for us, who are constantly on the go, Bob has it as well. It's good. It's good for us to get downers. It literally is a meal in a bottle, and it is the perfect alternative to grabbing that fast food at lunchtime, dinner, or even breakfast. But normally, you have a sticker on the car which tells you how many grams of gas to put in. We know because we guessed. To put the aircon gas in, I've now got to open up the valve on the low pressure side, and then Bob's going to open up the valve which is connected to the aircon gas. This is going to allow it to flow into the low pressure side.
You've got to have all of that, because it's got to have at least 3 of these cans, I think.
Alex told me that Matty Rimac said 2 would be fine.
The next thing we need to do is start the car up, because by starting the car we're going to power on the aircon compressor, and then that's going to allow the gas to travel from the low pressure side to the high pressure side, sucking all the gas through. So that's the next step. With the car on, I've got to turn the aircon on, but again we had an issue.
What did he blow it out of?
Something blew up!
What exploding?
Down here.
Oh, I see it, it's come off.
Yeah, it's come off. Oh, there's no bolt in it.
Oh no!
No bolt in it. Another silly mistake by us. We didn't put a bolt in the fitting for the aircon condenser at the front of the car. I think maybe we just pushed these pipes in when we previously worked on it because we weren't putting any gas in the aircon yet. So now that the bolts are in the aircon condenser, we can redo that procedure all over again. Vacuum pulled, which is good news. The other good news is there's loads of different flavours of Y food to choose from, so you don't have to just have fresh berry or classic choco. Oh, it was cold brew coffee. I tried to do it with my peripheral vision, but it didn't work. Or classic choco. There's loads of different flavours to choose from, and if you've never chose Y food before, I suggest a taster pack because you get loads of different flavours in that. You can pick your favourite one. Next step, yam in more AC gas. If you're wondering what the Y food tastes like, well, it's pretty close to a milkshake. Next step, we're putting in more aircon gas. Then, restarting the car to suck it all through again. Let's hope this time it all works. But everything's looking good on the gauges. But is the AC cold? Feels cold. I'll run it for a bit, make sure there's no leaks. Ooh. It's colder than the air, but not really cold yet. One more can would do it. No pipes blew off second time round. We just need one more aircon gas, which is another $40, but I think we've done pretty good. And remember, if you wanted to grab a Y food, you can grab a taster pack with the link in the description box below. If you're new to it, grab the taster pack and you can find your favorite flavor there as well. There's also an offer as well for returning customers, so if you already know you like Y food and you know what flavor you like, there's a discount for that as well in the description box below. For now, the engine cover is back, so we should be able to almost finish off the rear of the car. Bit by bit, we're getting there. Thanks, Bob.
No problem, Matt.
Now we can get the rear end of the car complete because the engine covers have arrived back from paint. And they're in silver. Alex has sort of gave us free rein with the colour situation. We know he wanted the car purple because the car has its identity as a purple Bugatti. Everything else is sort of let us have free rein on. So I've chose for silver as the separate accent. So we've changed all of these from bronze to silver. We've changed the wheels from bronze to silver. And we just gotta hope this is gonna look good now. These engine cover, gotta build it all up now, and that will allow us to build up the rest of the rear end. So let's get to it. Again, my dad's doing one side of the engine cover, I'm doing the other side. There's grills to bolt in, and there's loads of different pieces to it. But in no time, we're both finished, and we can start building up the engine bay. There was two sort of scoops which sit around the rear glass, and now I can climb in the engine bay, hopefully this time without wheeling the Bugatti. Words I never thought I'd say. Now the other window scoop is in place and we can start fitting the engine covers. There's only 4 bolts which hold them to the top of the charge coolers, and then the centerpiece just pushes in place. That looks way better. That with the purple. The bronze didn't look that bad, but this looks way more uniform, I think. Look at that for the finished product in the engine bay. Really smart. Now I can fit the rear wing platform. Slide it on the back and there's a few bolts each side to hold it to the chassis. I connect up the brake light at the back of the wing plate, and now we can slide in the engine cover, which pushes in at the top, and then there's only 2 bolts which hold it in which you have to get your tool just above the exhaust to get to. With that all tightened up, the rear grille, which goes on the wing platform, can slide in, and then there's 4 bolts on the inside of it which hold that all into place. Yeah boy! And that is the rear end of the car complete, minus the spoiler, which we're waiting to come back from paint. I am jealous of Alex right now, but also this has been like such a good journey. Such a good journey to get to this point, to have it literally painted, arches on. It's looking really, really good. We're getting so much closer now to effectively proving Bugatti wrong. But we're missing a few more things. The rear wing. It was bronze in the top, but this is lacquered in. The bronze is painted and then it's lacquered over the top. So that is still being done at the minute. My dad's popping in some arch linings, but the biggest part now is coming to this front end. And yeah, we've done a lot of the hard parts. So the radiator's got it running and the trellis and everything like that. But now we've got to fit that front end to this car and make it look pretty good. Okay, I think we've got to, this could be a while. This could be a while, but see how it goes. So the front end is built up by many pieces. This is different to the standard one because all of this has been made by Venuum, which we have to say thanks to, because without them, we wouldn't have a front end for this Bugatti. But now it's my dad's job to build up the Venuum front end. Starting with the splitter, the little spats which sit in it, and that's the lower half of the bumper complete.
Let's get the front wing attached to the front bumper.
And now the wings have got to fit to that lower half of the bumper. The tricky thing about the Chiron, or this kit, is that everything on the front end has to slide on together because there's no way of accessing these bolts, which my dad's tightening up now when the front end is actually sat on the car. So it's all got to be put together off the car. Okay, front is all built up, but now we've got to put grills in. We can't have the OEM Bugatti grills because we can't find any. They're special made, they're like a special sort of shape and design, but luckily the only part of the original grills that are in place are these, and this is the same sort of design that they put on the front of the car as well, but it's only that's on it now. Everywhere else we've got our mesh grills, so I don't think it matters too much that we're not going like original. So we've got 2 different styles of grill. We've got like a more like close together honeycomb and then a wider honeycomb there, but we think that the wider one doesn't really look right. It kind of looks like a cheap kit kind of thing. I would prefer if we had like aluminium grill. I think that would look better, but this one doesn't look too bad. So I think if we put that one in, we can always change it like later, but I think we'll put that one in now. Alex has got the Bugatti badge. You can't order them from anywhere because if anyone tried to remake them, they'll probably get sued because they're recreating a logo. So I think we've got to cut that down to shape, fit that to the back of it, and then the thicker one we can put on the edges here because that's got to protect the radiators on the side from like big stones and everything like that. So first step, chop down this grill, bolt it to the back. These grills I literally just got off Amazon. My dad's cutting them down to size, and then to fit them to the back of the bumper, Venuum have already put bolt holes so my dad can put in some bolts and hold it to it. But for some extra support, especially when we're going at some crazy speeds, my dad's added a bit of Mansouri glue. But is he happy with how it looks?
Yeah.
Good news. Next step is the horseshoe grille in the centre. We've chosen to go with the smaller style grille, where the hexagons are closer together, and I think we've made the right decision. It doesn't look OEM, but I don't think it looks bad.
One more. Yeah, go on. Go on. No, go on, yeah. Yeah, go on. Go on.
Dad's put the grills in. looking pretty sweet. I already lined up the doors of the wings before all this, so I'm hoping now we can just slot this on and then start bolting it to the car. And then the next issue is going to be that bonnet, but we have a secret weapon behind the camera who's going to be able to help us get that bonnet aligned with the old hinges. Shall we slide it on, guys? Here we go. I've been waiting to see what this was going to look like from the moment we unboxed that Venuum kit at Alex's. I just think having the car all in one colour completely changes the look of it. Luckily, already I lined up the wings to the door panels, so there shouldn't be much adjustment that I need to do. The panel gaps between the two don't look too bad at all. Yeah, a few final adjustments are needed, but at the minute, I think it's good enough to go. There's some bolts which hold the centre of the wing into place, and then we're just playing around with the door gap before we can fit the headlights in. I slide in the right hand side headlight, bolt that into place from behind, and then my dad's going to slide in the left hand side headlight and do the same. Then we need to connect them all. Yeah, that looks evil.
Who's doing that? The car does that on its own.
Well, I've got a key.
Oh.
How good does that look? Right, let's see how far off we are, because this gap could be too small, too big, too long. The bonnet could be all over the place. Let's see. Because the previous bonnet was so damaged, it also damaged the bonnet hinges as well, and they are severely bent. But of course, we can't buy new hinges. So for now, we're just going to bolt the new bonnet to the old hinges, and then afterwards, Bob's going to manipulate them so the bonnet can fit perfect. Yeah, same. It is better than I thought it was going to be. There's a huge gap, but it's better than I thought it was going to be. That looks mega. Yeah, so I think this has got to go up like that, innit, to meet it. The latch is the only thing that's broken. I'm sure Bob could fix that, but for what it was worth, I found this one off a Volkswagen Chiron, which is nearly the same. Yeah, that one can go on to latch it with the bolts, and that will latch in place. And I think literally we're just gonna have to bring the wings in a bit, pull the bonnet down a bit, and that will be like the last final adjustments. But that is looking bloody wicked. We've still got like the trim around the front, but the windscreen needs to go in, the wipers need to go on, we've got the A-pillars to go on. There's one thing I want to do. I want to see what those wheels look fit like on the car, because we never tested to see the fitment with the tyres on. We never got to see it. And now's the perfect chance to see it. Getting to this point in the build is such a monumental moment. And I do want to say thanks to Alex for putting the trust in me and all the guys to get this car back on the road. Because what a journey it's been. And now I can almost see the finished product. That is going to look sick. Look at that. The fitment actually ain't too bad. We've not lowered it down yet off the axle stands at all, because there's still work to do. There's still under trays to go on. But I think we could go out a bit at the back. I think this is a huge difference on the last video. My mind is completely turned from the start. This kit looks unreal. There's not another Bugatti Chiron which is going to look like this. There's still a long way to go. We need a windscreen. We need all the silver accents. We're going to be wrapping the centre line in the dash silver. We need the curve in the middle silver. We need the spoiler bit silver. We need the roof glass. We need to bend the bonnet hinges back. There's a lot of stuff still to go. Alex hasn't even seen it yet, so this might be the first time that Alex sees it watching this video. Alex, I hope you like it. We've definitely worked hard to get to this point. We're almost across the finish line. Hopefully in the next video, we'll get that screen in and we'll be testing it at top speed. What a result. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.
Aircons all connected. Hopefully there's no other bolts left out anywhere.
Like a drug that